Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Patek Philippe 5960G-001, officially the first production white gold 5960. This watch debuted at Basel World 2017. You can see it and you can own it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see this 5960 in white gold on our website, with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this 5960G. So this was the first series production white gold 5960. Previously in 2013 there'd been a limited run of white gold editions for the Moscow boutique, but this is the first time the type saw the light of day. Now there are a number of refinements here that go beyond the case metal, and most of them deal with the dial, but a few are external to the watch, and we'll go over all that. But let's talk about the fit. Well known to those who are familiar with the type. If you're experiencing it for the first time, my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and the case itself is 40.6 millimeters in diameter. 13.7 millimeters thick. You can see it has a concave bezel and a rather pot-bellied rounded case profile, so it easily slides underneath the dress cuff by allowing the sleeve to ramp up and over. From lug to lug, it's not large. 47.3 millimeters means it wears easily on my 16 centimeter wrist, but I would recommend it for wrists as small as 13.5 to 14 centimeters in circumference. It has a solid heft to it. The case is deep, and the white gold gives it a premium pull of mass and inertia on the wrist. You can see that the strap is a little bit different from typical 5960 fare. It actually has more in common with the 5524G Calatrava Travel Time Pilot's Watch and the 5522A Pilot's Watch from the Calatrava family, from the stitching and contrast of the natural calfskin style aviator strap, the cross-hatching of the stitch as it approaches the buckle, and the clevis style buckle itself in white gold. This is very much a cross between the aviator's watches and the 5960 aesthetically, but it works. It actually has a sporty demeanor about it that makes it more versatile than previous 5960 iterations. Now you can see externally it's the same watch we've come to know and love since 2006. Polished, fluid, sensuous, curvaceous. It has just enough hard character lines such as the lip between sapphire and bezel and the mid case and the bezel junction that give it definition and a harder creased edge. Now moving inboard from that concave bezel, you can see that the dial's been changed in some subtle ways. There is a sunken and silvered metallic chronograph seconds and minutes track outboard of the center dial, which is a beautiful navy blue. You'll note it is somewhat recessed relative to the center dial, but also blazoned with small dots of luminova, so you can see the stations of the hours. Moving inboard, you can see that the indices as well as the hands have been redesigned, and the mono counter has been redesigned to be both different in coloration as well as texture and detail. The watch features the same array of information we've always known on the 5960, so you have an annual calendar featuring aperture displays for the day, the date, and the month. You have a mono counter at 6 o'clock, which serves as, well, actually serves three different functions. You have your chronograph minutes, your chronograph hours, and if you can just barely see, there's a blue circular cutout above numeral 15. That is the day-night indicator that warns you, well, first of all, giving you an AM/PM cue so you know what you're looking at day or night on the clock at center, but it also tells you when the watch is in the danger zone. Just in general, if you see it's dark, don't attempt to change the dates. Wait until it turns white. Now there's a power reserve, very discreet as ever, at 12 o'clock just below the date and above the marquee Patek Philippe Genève. You can see it traces the 45 to 55 hour power reserve of this watch. One more detail that I want to call out is that this is a flyback chronograph, so reset and restart with a single push of the trigger at 4 o'clock. An under-advertised and sometimes unadvertised virtue of this watch. You can see the pump style pushers are old school and the crown is low in profile with a Patek Philippe Calatrava cross inset. Now turn it over and you can see caliber CH28 520. Beautifully made, featuring the Patek Philippe seal. Nevertheless, this is the standard of the world, the highest grade of Geneva watchmaking. Exactly the same, if not better, relative to when the Geneva hallmark was blazoned on these movements up till mid-2009. You can see circular Côte de Genève on the bridges perfectly aligned across components, as well as a circular Côte de Genève on the golden winding mass engraved with the Calatrava cross, with a spectacular spiral perlage pattern at the center of the rotor. Now at the center of the rotor, ceramic rotor bearings for high efficiency, unlubricated operation and reduced maintenance requirements. A unidirectional winding system more efficient than bidirectional is used. You can see the Gyromax style balance free sprung for better shock and vibration resistance. You can also see it beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. If the eye didn't tell you, that's why I do. Now the watch features a vertical clutch column wheel system, so the vertical clutch makes for crisp actuation. It is the function selector. It's what you feel when you actuate the chronograph. Now, what actually engages the chronograph is the vertical clutch. You'll note this watch, when not active as a chronograph, has no motion on the dial side. Oh, sure, the hands and the power reserve are moving slowly, but the watch has a dead dial. Thanks to the vertical clutch, you can simply leave the chronograph running continuously with no additional hazard or wear and tear to the movement, and that's the advantage of the vertical clutch. The other advantage is that the chronograph seconds hand will not jump when you start it. It simply commences operation. This is because there is no play in a vertical clutch. Now finally, it features a Spiromax silicone hairspring that is robustly anti-magnetic, and though it is a sports style watch, nevertheless with 3 ATM water resistance, it's not one you're going to want to take swimming. There are other Patek Philippe references for that, but for almost all other occasions, there's no better way to fly, and given the pilot-style overtones of this generation of the 5960, it's a most apropos metaphor. See it and own it on our website.